Warning. You are about to witness supremely dope content intended to uplift your spirit and expand your mind. Enjoy the music. Support the movement. Join the tribe.
I'm not playing with these sucker MCs.
Jackie Moon on this one.
Party foul. We gonna run it back one more time.
Somebody showed them the rules we about.
That's a heat rock, my G.
That's Tough McStuffins.
Talking about guidelines. Ancestors showed them the guidelines. Somebody showed them the rules we about.
We gonna connect DC and South Africa.
Wow.
This from the BL3s.
Where do we go from here? The whole world shit wasn't a monsoon.
Alright, so we live.
Yes, we live, baby.
Peace. What up, though?
What up, dog? What up?
If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the Guidelines.
Absolutely.
It's your man, IMAG.
This is ENTATY.
And we're talking about how do you feel?
How do you feel?
Yeah, how do you feel? Yeah. And this is a track on Tale of Two Cities. If you don't know already, Tale of Two Cities, the album available right now everywhere. You can go to oleent.com.
Absolutely.
Or swaligababy.com.
Whichever.
And check it out there. This track is special though.
Yes.
Because it was actually written and performed by one of our mentees who lives in South Africa. He goes by the name of Kurt. Shout out to Kurt.
Shout out to Kurt. South Africa.
Yes, our fam out in SA, we see you.
Absolutely.
And this is a deep track. This is a heavy joint. Like I know when I first heard it, I had to take a pause for a second. But what were your thoughts when we first got the joint? They sent it over to us.
Yes.
And you listened to the track from Kirk. How do you feel? What were your first thoughts?
Well, my first thoughts were, they did a great job. I mean, because we just sent them like some drums. We sent them some djembe, recordings of djembes from our other mentees. Shout out Allende and Zion. We sent them some drums, and they just came back with a phenomenal project. They had everything laid out, and I felt where he was coming from his side. You feel what I'm saying? And one of his main things was saying, he was just saying like, stay focused. Throughout all of the stuff that's going on, throughout all of the crazy stuff that's kind of taken away from his mental health over there on that side. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to speak for him. You know what I'm saying? I would love for him to speak for it, for it as well. But how I felt, it was just, it made me think about, what's really going on over there and how it ties into what's going on over here. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah.
And I think it was really interesting how he put that together, because he's talking about different things that are happening, like, pain and struggle and all of these different things. And it's so relevant because it applies to our brothers and sisters over there on the continent and exactly what we're seeing right here in the US, bro. So I thought that was really interesting. Another thing that stood out to me, he kept saying, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like, that's part of our culture, bro. Yeah. I know me personally, sometimes I had that mentality like, it is what it is. Keep rocking. And it's like you do that enough, and it's easy to just kind of overlook or not even think about the effects on your mental and your emotional health and how that actually impacts you. So they say black men have a lot of PTSD.
Yes.
And it comes from a lot of different things, that we deal with on the day to day. And man, we so tough. We be like, it is what it is,
Just go through it. Just go
shrug it off.
Right.
And that's, that's a good thing.
Right.
But it can also be a very dangerous thing if it's left unchecked. So that was something that stood out in the track, and it just brings up all of this stuff when we talk about like mental health and like what does that really mean. So like start, I guess, get into that a little bit. We're gonna do a check-in.
Yeah, we can do a check-in.
Yeah.
We should do a check-in. We should find out how our brothers and sisters are
Yes.
doing, you know, like across the world right now. You know, we can do a check-in over with our brothers over in Africa.
Absolutely.
And just you know, just find out how do they feel. Like, how do you feel? You know, like what's going on over there? It's a lot of turmoil going on over there, and I know people are frustrated and, you know, a little bit agitated. So, you know, we just want to know how you feel, you know, just check in. It's what you call a mental check-in, you know?
Yeah. And that's important to do. I think sometimes it's good to just, even if you call up your folks
Absolutely.
or you talk in a regular conversation,
Absolutely.
you know, before or after business or whatever y'all talking about, you're like, yo, you good? Like, how are you?
Absolutely.
Like a quick mental health check.
Yeah.
You know, call it whatever you want. But I think that's important to remember for all of us to just, you know, check on each other, make sure that we're good. Because a lot of times that another thing that just gets lost in the cycle. We moving, we going, we grinding, we just doing stuff. Yeah. Especially as entrepreneurs, as artists, it's always something. The next thing, working on this, and then it's like you really got to be intentional about taking that time. Taking
time for yourself sometimes, just to breathe. You know, just to, you know, breathing, you know, really helps me out a lot. You know, I know when I'm going through a lot of turmoil and stress and stuff like that. You know, and you know, we're gonna leave you with some tips and, you know, little guidelines, you know, on how to, you know, keep moving through mental health disparities and challenges and things of that nature, because it's challenging for everybody. Everybody's out here, you know, experiencing different things, and you know, it's okay for you to express yourself and talk about it, and you know, this is the space to do it as well, you know. So we want to do a check-in with you guys, you know, find out how you guys feel. How do you feel? And this is another important topic that I think always goes back to, you know, we say it's different types of wealth. Right.
And mental wealth is one of those keys. Like, imagine how difficult it would be to be successful, to be productive, to make money, revenue, if you don't have a strong mental. You know, so this is something that we got to pay attention to. And I always like the analogy of, somebody told me, like, if you end up breaking an arm or something like that, and you go to the doctor, they reset that bone. Like they let it heal properly.
Absolutely.
With our mental health, it's just as important, but it doesn't get near the same amount of attention a lot of times when things happen, big or small, you know, on our day to day. So I think that's definitely something that's important to be mindful of. And like you said, daily routine. I mean, you try to, I at least try to wake up and just do some breathing exercises, you know, stretching. In the morning, right?
In the morning, you know, wake
absolutely.
up, do some breathing exercises, depending on the day, you know. I mean, you might go shoot ball, you know, might go do some walking or whatever, but some physical activity, you know, after I do like my stretching and breathing activities, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of just calms me down a little bit, you know, calms my center, you know, after a long, crazy night of performing and, you know, doing a lot of different, you know, things. It's just like, you need that sometimes.
Gotta have that. I do my best not to touch that phone in the morning. That's a tough one, I know.
It's hard.
But what I've been working on is building a routine where I wake up, first thing I do, I say, thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
As I say
my grace.
Absolutely.
Then I go get that glass of water. You know, that water in the morning is good. And then I get my heart rate up. You know, I do some pull-ups or just something to get my heart rate up real quick. And that's like my part of my prayer, meditation, exercise.
You know, deep breaths are always like the best thing to kind of keep going.
Just you know, that's a form of meditation.
Absolutely.
Right? And we don't even got to be in a special place or a special position. Sometimes I just take a deep breath. Matter of fact, we should do that right now. All of us. We should just, on the count of 3, we're going to take a very deep inhale. You know, we can breathe in through our nostrils, and then we're going to take a deep exhale on the count of 3. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Big deep breath. Inhale on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Take in as much air as your lungs can hold. Big deep breath. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. Excellent. Yeah.
That's a beautiful check-in, man.
That is
That's
a beautiful check-in.
Like, you know,
That's
if you
how
check
you
in,
do
that's
it.
how we check in with our youngest too. You know, like when we
Absolutely.
do our teaching. So we want to check in with y'all, man. How do y'all feel?
How do you feel? Let us know. Tag us at oleent.ig. Visit us, oleent.com. Let us know, man. Check in. This is the guidelines.
Absolutely.
And it's because I'm stressed in the struggle of my wisdom. And I'm pushing my head of understanding. But I'm passionate for all the moments that I've been speaking. So tell me, yes, how do you feel? How do I feel? What makes this real? Yes, what makes this real? If things are changing, then give me proof. I guess I'm misunderstood with all the hurt that I'm feeling that keeps my heart from beating.
Shout out to Kurt. Such a talented artist.
Yes.
I mean, plays multiple instruments as well. And yeah, we sent him the concept of this song, and he came up with this piece that was just so it's a very emotional track. Like it brings a lot out of you. So we also got to shout out Boulevard Productions as well.
Yes. Beautiful keys.
As you heard, yeah. Adding some production, and we also got to shout out the Triple OG,
The Triple OG. Triple OG.
Triple OG.
Yes. He's our mentor, you know.
Our mentors.
So that's the beauty of this record. Like, we have intergenerational, you know, communication and musicianship on this record, you know.
Intergenerational.
Yes.
And yeah, that's an important thing. Multi-generational.
Multi-generational.
Like, we gotta be plugged in and connected with our elders. That's wisdom.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And we gotta be pouring in and feeding into these youngins too. Because we keeping each other sharp.
Yep.
You know, so that's a great thing. And it came together on this track.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that made it so special, because you can't plan. We didn't plan
any of that
to happen even like that.
Yeah.
You know, but the saxophone and then the drums, the live hand djembes.
Yes.
I mean, it's just a lot of energy on that track. And then the words too. It just makes it very powerful. So
absolutely.
Yeah. How do you feel? Available on Tale of Two Cities.
Tale of Two Cities right now.
Right now.
You can hashtag Tale of Two Cities on any social media platform. You know, get in contact with us. oleent.com.
Hashtag TO2C.
TO2C.
So it really leads to a bigger discussion too, though, about mental health. And we shouted out to OG Patterson. He actually provides health services. Mental health services.
That's correct.
Trauma-informed treatment. And this is very important work. And yet still here, nowadays there's still a stigma in the Black community about mental health, or more specifically about if you tell someone that you have a psychologist or you're seeking mental health support. It seems to be still, even in this day and age, you know, some type of a lot of misunderstanding and misconceptions.
Yeah, let's just keep it 100. They be like, oh, man, you trying to be white? Or you trying? Or you trying to get yourself together?
Right.
It's like, damn, bro. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. How about
actually,
that?
Actually, you know what?
But no, it's the stigma.
Why though? Why do you think
that's a good question? That's
a
real good question.
Why is that such a debate? I mean, it's not even a debatable topic, but why would that even be questioned? If you like, yo, I want to go and see a psychiatrist, or I need to talk to somebody.
I think most of it is more of a financial disparity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, when people look at it, they're like, oh, psychiatrist, $300 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't afford that. I mean, most insurances don't carry it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when we talking about in the actual community, who is actually who are going through the most trauma, who are going through the most PTSD, you know what I'm saying, who are growing up in all types of crazy environments, who need the services the most, money should be going directly to that, to mental health services in the community. But they don't do that. You know, they do it like quasi, you know, through these different government branches and stuff like that. I mean, we can get into it deeper, but it's a whole bunch of funny business that go behind that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what plays more into the stigma. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why most of the people in the community, they be like, I ain't going. I don't need to talk to nobody.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Time and money. I mean, it definitely costs time and money to do those things.
Yep.
And I think the good thing for us, though, is that it's a lot of different strategies.
Yes.
It's a lot of different ways to deal with the trauma, to deal with all of the stuff we go through on a day-to-day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about just finding what works for you, because everybody doesn't benefit from talking to somebody, right?
Nope.
Talk therapy is just one form of therapy.
Right, exactly.
We talk about art therapy.
Art therapy, yes.
We talk about sound therapy. We talk about Reiki.
Yes.
Yoga. There's so many different mediums nowadays where you can find something that helps you to relax, help you to calm down, and help you to really just get some of those thoughts out.
Get the thoughts out.
Yeah.
Journaling. Journaling
is
a great thing to do as well, just to get your thoughts out, get whatever ideas out, because sometimes you just might be frustrated, at not being able to get your ideas out, which causes more anxiety and depression and different feelings that causes those mental health issues, which then leads to now physical things, all of those things that we kind of intake mentally and physically will affect each other. And that's what Dr. Umar Johnson was kind of talking about, even just speaking about some of the things you ingest and take in, it kind of affects your mental. You feel what I'm saying? So like if you eating a whole bunch of garbage, your mentality will most likely be that. You feel what I'm saying? So
definitely. And this goes back to when we were talking about on the State of Hip Hop episode. It's like what you listening to. That energy in is energy out.
30 round clips. Listen, I'm gonna kill a whole block. You gonna kill a whole block? Damn, the song just came on, bro. The song just came on, bro. The whole block gone, bro. 30 seconds in the song, bro. Damn, bro. I ain't know it was like that.
And that will affect your mental health. Don't get it twisted. That's basic mathematics. So definitely something to be mindful of. And as we talking about solutions here on guidelines, I want you to share with us some of the solutions. What works for you? Right. I know we got a lot of artists out there. Music is one of the things that helps me. It's a great outlet,
Yes.
When you talk about art therapy, that goes into so many different avenues of ways you can just express yourself, kind of let loose a little bit.
Right.
But really share with us, share with the folks, what is working for you? How are you dealing with all of the craziest that's going on right now? Because you gotta, just think about it, bro. We living through a whole global pandemic. It's a government change. It's wars. It's natural disasters. It's economic turmoil.
It's crazy.
Not to mention every industry on the planet is being flipped upside down.
Absolutely.
So it's a very tumultuous time. It's a lot going on right now, bro. A lot going on. So that's why we're here talking about it. That's why we're plugged in. How do you feel? That leads us to the guidelines, man. Let's get right to it. What to remember right now?
Yes.
The guidelines, I think we started with breathe.
Breathing, man. Just breathe. Just take a deep breath. And
if you don't do nothing else, just breathe.
That's your essential thing you got to do anyway, right?
You got to just, that's on autopilot. Right. So at some point, you got to just go back to ground zero.
Be mindful of it.
Yes. And just literally focus on that. Just breathing in and breathing out. Energy in, energy out. Absolutely. So breathe. That is definitely an important guideline. The next guideline, you definitely have to stay focused. Gotta stay focused.
I know that's easier to be said, you know what I'm saying? Because I know it'd be a lot of distractions, a lot of things going on, but at the end of the day, just staying focused, as much as you can throughout all of the nonsense and craziness, will be paramount for you.
Have to. Distractions can occur in the field.
Oh, they can.
That's why we call this practice.
That's why they call it practice.
You know what movie that's from?
Nah, I don't. I forgot. I do know where it's from, but I forgot where it's from.
That's the random part in Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
The first joint.
Okay, the
when
first
she's
joint.
in there in the bomb squad training, and
Okay,
it's like
yeah, I
3
got
seconds left,
Yeah,
and she's
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to figure out which wire to cut, and then Chris Tucker walking, Johnson.
Right. I remember that.
But the lesson what dude was like, distractions can occur in the field.
Absolutely.
That's why we call this practice. Like you just gotta stay locked in, stay
locked
focused.
in. Stay locked in.
That's a key one.
Mm-hmm.
And then, lastly, last guideline for today is mental wealth. Just be aware of your mental wealth.
Yes.
Like I know we focused on getting this paper, getting this money up, you know, a lot of different types of wealth, but your mental wealth is very key to your success.
Yes,
Mental
absolutely.
wealth.
Mental wealth, man. You know, once you educate yourself and learn how to, control some of those urges and maybe, eat be more healthy, drink more alkaline water and that's all part of your mental wealth. And that changes your physical health.
Yeah.
And that will change everything around you. So
that's always been the dopest thing to me. When you can learn more and get like knowledge is power, you can control that.
Absolutely.
The more you know.
The more you know.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So with that being said, these are the guidelines. It's your man, I'm a G.
This is Entity.
And we'll see you very soon. TO2C is available right now.
Right now, OLEENT.com.
That's SwallyYourBaby.com.
Talking about guidelines.
Peace.
Ancestors show them the guidelines.
I don't ever wanna lose this feeling. I don't ever wanna lose this feeling. We get in the bag, rocks from the city to make an impact. Look where we at, cause we in the task, it's hard to relax. You rockin' with the tribe, say Swaliga, baby.
Swaliga, baby. Swaliga, baby.
Live life like you own it. So why don't you seize the moment? We gon' celebrate like it was a holiday. We earn it like every day. Money coming in, post up another win. From DC to Swanee, we going in.
Hold on you. خلبات لها فاضل حتى لا جبعت وحنا ما منيل.
Sticks and stones, they cracked our bones. But through the
Thank you for tuning in to the guidelines. For more information on resources and other mental health services, you can check out Universal Healthcare DC at uhmsdc.com. That's uhmsdc.com. You can also check out Soundtrack to Life. Shout out to the homie Taylor Famous. Check out soundtracktolife.com. Or you can check out your local mental health services. Each city and state has a department dedicated to mental health services, just so that you know what other types of options are available to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. So, also just want to leave you with this quote really quickly.
Shout out to all the mental health workers and mental health service workers that are in the field that are working tirelessly, to make things happen, for the community. And
Definitely.
do big things for, us.
Definitely. All of the psychologists,
Oh, yes.
psychiatrists, all of the folks that are helping with that work. So the quote says, if we start being honest about our pain, our anger, our shortcomings, instead of pretending they don't exist, then maybe we'll leave the world a better place than we found it. End quote. That was Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, the football player.
The football player,
okay.
I believe so, yes.
That's a great quote.
Just saying, being honest, man, that's what it starts. This is inner work that's going to get us where we want to be.
Absolutely.
These are the guidelines.
Ancestors show them the guidelines. Somebody show them the rules we abide by. From Angola, I'm from the eastern side. The east me proud. Angola, take it out. From Angola,
exclusive power.
Ole.
make an impact.